All right, y'all. So I want to share a little bit about spirit spouses and how that is connected to rejection, delay, poverty, late marriage, lack of progress, etc. So a spirit spouse is pretty much an unclean spirit that is either married to you or is married into your family's bloodline. Now, in the book of Genesis 6, it talks about what is it? Genesis 6 verses 1, and I'm going to say 1 and 2. All right, so it says, "Now it came to pass when man began to multiply on the face of the earth, and daughters were born to them, that the sons of God saw the daughters of men, that they were beautiful, and they took wives for themselves of all whom they chose. The sons of God saw the daughters of men, and they took them as wives." Now, we're not going to go too deep in this video. Go read that chapter for yourself as well. So these unclean spirits can marry into, the bloodline, or they can marry you as well because of generational sins or because of your personal sins. Now, when they do this, it brings about so many things. But for this video, I'm going to talk about rejection. So rejection is connected to a distorting spirit. So a distorting spirit, just like the definition of the word distort, is to give a false impression of or account of. So these distorting spirits, which are really the spirit spouses, will give a false impression of you to others, right? So typically, like, for example, you will go to apply for a job, and on paper, you look good. On paper, you have all the skill sets. On paper, you have, the degrees. On paper, you're fully educated, and you're ready to go. You go to the interview, you give them the whole spiel, of why you're a great candidate. However, they will bypass you. You will not be amongst the top 5. You will not be amongst the conversation that they have for the second interview, sometimes third interview. They will bypass you, because that distorting spirit, that spirit spouse, will distort people's impression of you. So even though you have everything looks good, they're not going to see you. They will not see you. Okay, which is why people who are fully qualified for a job, it may take several years for them to even get like a job that, that matches their qualifications. So sometimes they'll have to, find a job that they're overqualified for, and just be like, yo, like, I spent all this money, maybe, $250,000 on my education. Why am I getting such a job, But anyway, so let's move along. So for example, even late marriage. If you're experiencing late marriage, and then maybe you've gone out on dates, when you go out on dates, you will notice how this distorting spirit will manifest in your from your date. Is your date will look at you like almost like like they're trying to figure something out, and almost like they have like a stare of like disgust or disdain, because the spirit, that distorting spirit, wants to take on your face. So when that spirit manifests, they're going to look at you like something is wrong with you. And you'll be like, well, is something on my face? Like, is something on my teeth? Like, what's up? But they're going to look at you like that. And then you're never going to hear from them again. Or they can be like, well, I'm not ready for marriage. I'm not ready for a relationship, blah, 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 whatever. Boom, disappear, ghost you, whatever. And then you'll continue on in the cycle of late marriage. But do you see what I'm saying? Like, even when people turn against you, when people turn against you, they're not seeing you. With that distorting spirit, they're seeing a false impression of you. So they see that being. And sometimes when they look at you, they may not even see the God in you. That being will take over. So that's what they'll see. So you'll sit there trying to over explain yourself. You'll sit there trying to call the HR person, like, I thought I'm qualified for this job. They will not hear you. This spirit will bring on delay, poverty, stagnation, lack of progress, because it's an unclean spirit. However, there is deliverance. Now, spirit spouses are probably one of the most stubborn spirits that I've ever encountered in deliverance.